Hello everybody and welcome back to Analog Vernacular. Today we're going to be playing some more Tales of Arise, and we are apparently heading down to the planet of Rena, which is exciting. And apparently there's going to be some alien race that lives there. Kind of wild. Let's go. Alright, going into the altar chamber. Yeah, I guess we're just heading back. I wonder, can I teleport? I'm going to guess no. The answer is in fact no. Okay. Hey, we could run into something on the way out, so let's go ahead and make a save onto a new line. Okay, no teleporting, that's fine. We'll do our fights on the way out.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Going in. I'm ready.
I'm going in.
Engaging! Glacial fire! Anything in armor. Armor won't save you. That'll bring you down. Time to stop. That's my cue.
Shut him down.
I can do it. This ends now.
Consider yourself.
I haven't played as her in a while, so I'm not very good, but
Denied. Lightning strike. Lightning blast. Sadistic descent. Lightning strike. Here's a healing arc. Eagle of release. I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare the Malisa. Here's a healing arc.
Here I come. Rising
You
back.
see what I can do.
I'll trip it up. This one's blood.
I could do this all day. Time to shine.
There.
Appreciate the help.
Demon fire.
Time to shine.
Eternal devastation.
Let me do it. Shield. Go for it. Prepare to crumble. Fire support. I can handle it.
Escape.
Lightning denied. Dragon piercing shield. Go for it. Prepare to crumble.
okay, not bad.
There's always room for improvement.
I think I'm gonna avoid that one. Those guys are long and obnoxious
I have a
fights.
bad feeling about this. Piercing roll.
Take this.
Here.
These ones can run rings around us.
Glacial fire. Time to shine. By the power of water. Looks like it does it. Here's a healing arc. I can do this all day. Piercing roar. Anything in armor is mine. Glacial fire!
Leave the
I'll
ensnaring
crush
to me.
you! Yeah! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Look sharp! Lightning tiger blade!
Here I go! Go! This one's mine! Nothing gets by me! Far enough!
I'm on it!
Piercing roll!
Eat this! Lightning thrust!
Glacial fire!
Broken!
Piercing roll!
Can't get
Not
out
anymore,
of
buddy.
I'm just
Glacial fire! Time to shine!
Talon hurricane!
Glacial
Eagle
fire!
Talon
Going in!
Eagle fly! Finish it!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
I've been doing really great lately.
Yeah, you have been. Honestly, I feel like we're gaining levels so slow. How do you get to some of those endgame subquests that are in our future, man? Nighttime Lenegis. Very cool.
What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone? Doe?
You here to say sorry?
You two. Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all.
She doesn't remember a thing, so she really was being controlled.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
The fact that they can be invisible to people and they have the ability to brainwash people, like, it's clear that they are definitely running things behind the scenes, which means that all of the stuff that Dahna and Renans are doing is by their design.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegis is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
If so, then what's the problem?
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back up and running.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was.
That music sting,
That is,
though.
if he ever even existed, which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegis from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
At ease? Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust.
Dohalim?
That's it. Who's the highest-ranking person in Lenegis right now?
Dohalim.
Lenegis wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord. And the only one left is... Ah. Very well then.
Your constituency just got a lot bigger.
Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow Renans of Lenegis. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Eldaman and Sia.
Look, up there! It's Lord Dohalim!
Hold on! He should be in the crown contest! Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The lemmings need their leader.
To other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid, as people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegis, not the Lords and Sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope. I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among many. I hope that you'll lend me your strength, for if we can persevere as one, I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into chaos after all.
I only pray the relief will tide the city over for the time being.
What you said earlier, about the Sovereign possibly not even existing, was it true?
It's still too premature to say with any certainty, but I believe so. This whole time, this world we've been fed was a lie, built on nothing but falsehoods.
But it can't all have been...
I can believe it. After everything I saw in the Forbidden Zone, what they did to Faria, it's the only explanation that makes sense.
But what about hierarchy, Avakir? Authority? The very foundations of Renan society? How can we live without someone to guide us?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that, wouldn't you?
You? You can't be serious.
We need more people in this world who can think for themselves, man.
I have business I must take care of first. But once everything is over,
always looking to a
I shall
leader,
return.
man.
But not as your sovereign, nor as a leader the likes of which the people here are used to, I think.
But how else do you propose to rule?
I'm not sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegis, a new dawn is on the verge of breaking. One in which people won't be judged by birthright or on the power of their astral arts, but on other things. More important things.
Down with the meritocracy, huh?
Things like, oh, I don't know, musical talent, for example.
When I bumped into you after all those years, I said you were no different. But I was wrong. Truth is, you were always different.
And clearly he has the most style of anybody in this entire
maybe now
world.
I can finally begin to accept Turnigan's death. To see a future.
Our man has drip.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort here in Lenegis till you get back.
Thank you.
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future, huh?
Indeed. Forgive me.
The people of Elda Menancia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegis who need someone to guide them. Besides, with you leading the people here, it'll help spread the idea of coexistence beyond Menancia's borders that much faster.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be, after the second chance that I've been granted? From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of this world. Though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my heart.
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling them.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kisara?
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes.
God, marry her
We should
already,
be heading back to
you
the ship.
fool.
Business on Rena awaits.
The Renan leader, Dohaline. Max AG is up. Alright. Alright, so we're working on that. Okay, elemental attack. Let's just complete that. It's not that big of a bonus, but even still. Alright, we'll complete that one to get that elemental attack up. And then we'll work on some of these, because yeah, these are very good. Oh, I really should go after that first. But no, we've got our healer. Our healer is still in our party, so we'll wait it out. We'll get this, and then we'll move on to probably this one. That one's gonna take a long time. Ooh, you're very close to that one. And it's gonna be really good for you too. Yeah, I want that defense plus 50 bonus. It's pretty good.
Looks like the people of Lenegis can rest easy.
I couldn't have done it without your words of encouragement, Law.
Hey, you're the one who made the speech.
I think everybody can share the credit here.
In one sense, when all is said and done, perhaps I have been a slave this whole time too.
You, a Renan Lord? How do you figure that exactly?
I was complicit in the Renan system, bound by its values, resigned to being swept along, without the resolve to take a stand. And when I realized the severity of my mistake, all I longed for was punishment. A lord. And yet my first instinct was to place my fate in the hands of others.
I think I can relate. I couldn't stand watching my people bow and scrape their way through life, but I didn't know what else I could do about it either. The ability to think for yourself and be your own master, that's what separates a slave from a free person. At least, that's what Law's dad Zephyr used to say. Zephyr taught me how to fight. But in doing so, he also taught me how to live.
Even if it means stumbling along the way. If it's on a road of our own choosing, free of regret. Why, that's the road of freedom. Or, to put it another way, so long as his heart is compromised, even the loftiest of kings is no freer than a slave. I think I finally understand now. This Zephyr character sounds like he was a wise man indeed. I only wish I could have met him.
There's just so much I wish I could ask him, especially now. I wonder, have I been correctly carrying on the torch that he passed to me?
Okay, wiping the slate.
How long have you known?
Known what?
About the darkness I carry inside me. You seem to have been aware of it for quite some time now.
Why ask me now? What does it matter? But yes, I have. I've pretty much known that something was gnawing at you ever since we left Menancia.
So basically since the very start of our journey then. Just when I thought I couldn't feel more ashamed.
Leave the past where it belongs. We have no need for it now. You're forging ahead. That's what matters. If my brother could see you, he'd be proud.
Not as proud as he would be of his sister, I'm sure.
Well then, just as well it's not a competition, huh?
And leaving the nest. We'll just keep going. All day if I have to.
Kisara?
Proud mom.
Anyone at home in there?
Sorry. Did I look distracted?
Among other things. To be entirely honest, I couldn't tell whether you were smiling or frowning.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
That obvious, huh? I was just thinking how good it is to see him moving forward at last.
They are the mom and dad of the group.
It was always so infuriating, knowing how capable he could be if he just put his mind to it. A prisoner trapped in a cage of his own self-doubt. But now, he's finally beginning to spread his wings. I'm happy for him.
So, then why do you look so sad?
Oh, I don't know if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It's good and strange, knowing that he won't be needing me anymore. It probably sounds weird, doesn't it? I have this massive worry off my mind. I should be jumping up and down for joy, right?
Must be that maternal instinct of yours at work.
Rinwell's right. You're like a mother bird, finally letting go as her child takes his first shaking and nervous flight from the nest.
Sure, if she wants to bone her freaking child.
A pretty big child.
It's a bad analogy when they definitely want to fuck.
That's one way to look at it. I wouldn't like to see Dohalim's face if he heard you say that. All this has made me realize I can't allow myself to become a prisoner of my own making like he was. If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead, then I can too. I won't be left behind.
I don't think they're going to hook them up by the end of the game. I'm betting he's going to spend his time here and she's going to be doing the same as him down on Dahna. But those two belong together. If his lordship assures us there's nothing to worry about, that's good enough for me. Lemmings! Like I said, they can't think for themselves, these poor people. Oh, Lord Dohalim. So that's all it was. Ah, what a relief to know. That Lord Dohalim, what a splendid fellow he is. I met him once as a kid, and he was a completely different person back then. I'm still shaken up by his speech. What he said was practically a denial of the order that the lords and sovereigns are supposed to stand for. I've seen a lot in my old age, but even I would have never imagined that it'd be a lord who would end up saving the day for Lenegis. It's going to take time before the residential quarters are repaired, but at least for now the city is calm again. Still, to see him taking charge instead of the sovereign, perhaps he's the winner of the crown contest this time around. I don't think new items would show up, but hey, you never know. There's been a lot of damage, but now that the power's back, I'm hopeful that things are going to be okay. His Excellency Lord Dohalim urged us all to work together. We should think about what we can do to help the city. Just like that, Lord Dohalim managed to completely dispel people's fears. That's what makes him a lord. Yeah, nobody will think twice about trying to pull anything funny now. He's so wonderful. It'd be nice if His Excellency remained so that he could continue to lead and guide us. Still? This kid's still not okay? Oh God, take him to a hospital, people. It's been hours. Hate to break it to you, but that kid's probably fucking dead. Oh, that's what's making that noise. Still putting out the fires. I'm glad to see Lord Dohalim has restored peace and order to Lenegis. I'd expect nothing less from one of our very own lords. I guess we had nothing to be worried about after all. Father, what did Lord Dohalim mean when he said solidarity in his speech? To be honest, I'm not at all certain as to what he meant either. But I believe it was his way of telling us to look past our class differences and work together to rebuild the city. Class differences? You mean forgetting about people's castes and family lineages? You're a bright one, kid. That's right, son. That's the wisdom of a lord for you. We would all do well to reflect on it. Freaking kid over here talking about caste systems. What child knows about castes? Oh, how loathsome. Oh, I was just reading about a Volron. Can I help you? Not a fan of his then? I was always an ardent supporter of Lord Urwigil Hildrison myself, were it not for his sudden death down on the surface. I likely still would be. In my eyes, Lord Urwigil is the true Waterlord. I don't believe for a second that he perished in some accident like they say. As for how Volron runs Ganatheros, don't get me started. I hear he enslaves not only Dahnans, but even his fellow Renans. We may live in a society where to the victor go the spoils, but his actions go against what we as a people stand for. Besides, just what sort of family line is his House Ignisari of his anyway? I'd never heard of it until he came along, which means they must be among the lowest dregs of society. As such an ignoble lineage could suddenly produce an astral artist capable of ascending to lordship is unheard of. None of it makes any sense. Not to mention all of the upheaval around here of late. What is happening to our people? So I mean, yeah, he didn't have water astral arts to begin with. He could use light astral arts, right? And did he use he may have used water astral arts, but it's probably because he had the core, right? I'm trying to remember if he actually used water astral arts or not. I think he did, because I think he used them on the boat. It's astonishing how quickly His Excellency Lord Dohalim was able to restore calm simply by showing solidarity with people during a major crisis. He's the lord who comes from House Ilkaris, yes? I must admit, some of the things he said were pretty radical. Maybe, but he also looked dignified and full of confidence. He's what every Renan should aspire to be, if you ask me. And it's important to note that the research that the Renans were doing indicated that that he was able to mind control people by brainwashing just by like sheer force. But now it's looking more like he may have been gifted powers by the true Renans, so to speak, these alien Renans. Did you hear what Lord Dohalim said? Stop fighting this instant. Forgive me. It wasn't my intention to go against His Excellency's wishes. Sir, are you all right? You're not hurt anywhere, are you? Should you be talking to me? I come from the lowest caste, you know. Nonsense. It's just as His Excellency said so brilliantly. The city is in a crisis. We all must put aside our differences and help one another. If only a single speech could change the hearts of so many in real life. Wouldn't that be nice? I feel a lot better after hearing Lord Dohalim talk to everyone. I'm so glad to see things are slowly turning back to normal. Me too. It's a good thing that Lord Dohalim took charge when he did. But something concerns me. How could the Sovereign be indisposed, as he put it? And what was he doing here in Lenegis instead of on Dahna? Most likely he came here at the behest of the Sovereign to help put an end to the situation. That must be it. Otherwise, he'd have to have some other sort of explanation for why he left his post. Huh. This area falls under the sole jurisdiction of House Caeneris. I must ask you to depart at once. House Caeneris? Who? Surely you don't claim to be ignorant of our famed house ruled over by the esteemed Lord Almadria. If so, I urge you to listen well. In fact, I bid you listen carefully regardless. Have you ever noticed how in the history of Lenegis only a few women lords have emerged to compete in the crown contest? We've heard all this. We're good. Oh, whoops. It seems like the Zoogles are under control again, thankfully. I have no idea what caused them to go berserk, but everything should be resolved soon. Okay, you're another one of the house people, so we don't need to talk to you. Who would have ever thought an acting lord would step in and fix the problem? But is it really safe for him to be away from his realm? It's unusual, to be sure, but Lord Dohalim explained the situation well. I, for one, am grateful he was there to help us. Lord Dohalim was amazing. Everyone was so scared, but he calmed everyone down in a flash. I've never seen a lord until today. He looked so noble. He sure did. There's a reason why everyone admires our lords and wants to grow up to be just like them. It seems like less and less injured are coming in. I can focus on treating those that need it now. There's a dead child a couple of screens away. Maybe go and help out the people who have been trying to heal him for hours. Just like His Excellency Lord Dohalim promised, the reactor's fixed. The city is safe for now. Well, I never think anyone would try to tear me away from House Valkyrus. Huh? What do you want? Don't tell me you work for Lord Dohalim or that dreadful Lord Almadria, do you? Okay, he was one of the house people. We don't need to hear his dialogue again. I was surprised to hear the city's core reactor was behind all that trouble, but the situation seems to be under control now. Okay, we're back to the ship, ladies and gents. What an awesome view. I still love it. It's so good.
I thought we'd find answers on Lenegis, but we just ended up finding more questions.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegis.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman and the Renaissama. The answers have to be there. Are we prepared to finally find them?
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should...
Oh, God. You okay, girl?
What?
Jesus. Oh, that's not good. She actually, like, scared me with her scream. This is less than good. And we've been put into a black hole and are now dead. Okay, so they teleported us somewhere, but to what end? Oh dear.
Damn! The hell just happened?
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
Quite bad. We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone! Look there!
Like I said, I think we're on a track that they're putting us on. Whoa! What? What the? What the devil is happening?
A flower blooming out of Rena?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dahna's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
The flower of Oblivion.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around? For how long?
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dahna die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Law, calm down! You're not the only one who's worried here.
Right. Sorry.
It's still too early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
Alphen.
Now what?
The starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
I have no idea what's happening. Is it a freaking space station? Oh god. It's getting more and more sci-fi by the second.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Yeah.
Do you think we might run into more
style.
remnants here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
Friend or foe?
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring us here?
Hey, Shion!
She's like,
If they wanted
stop
to
wasting
attack
time,
us,
let's
they could
go.
have done so while we were back on the starship. We should see where this path takes us.
No time to waste. Out of reach.
Ah, Shion, just in the nick of time. Here, lend me a hand while I...
No!
What the... Oh, right. The thorns. My bad.
No, I'm the one who should apologize. I overreacted.
Again, Law? Can't you even go a minute without putting your foot in your mouth?
Seriously, it's fine. I'd rather that than people feeling like they're walking on eggshells around me. Besides, I'm the one who should be vigilant about not touching you guys, not the other way around.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask. Not being able to touch people, does it ever get lonely sometimes?
I guess I never really thought about it in those terms. It was either accept it for what it was or come undone. Before long, it was just part of my everyday reality. I think I even forgot there was another way to live. Which isn't to say I didn't feel alone. I did. Always.
So numb to your reality, you couldn't even recognize it as loneliness? I don't know how you managed.
It's fine. I know I'm not alone anymore.
But I can't even touch you. No way of lending you a shoulder when you're down? Even Alphen.
I appreciate the concern. Until I get rid of these thorns, I guess I'll have to put up with it just a little longer. But not forever. Alphen promised me that. Maybe it'll be soon, maybe it won't be. But either way, the day will come. And I'll be ready when it does.
Yeah, just hang in there. One day, we'll share a big warm hug. You'll see. I promise.
Okay. Lightening the mood.
Boo!
Ah! What the? Are you out of your mind? This isn't the time for games, Rinwell!
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to resist with you looking all jittery like that?
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate to the situation. You ought to try it sometime.
Yeah, but seeing you act all nervous, you're making me start to feel nervous too.
Oh, sorry.
Staying alert is important, but too much caution can cloud your judgment. Try to strike a balance.
All right. And with that, we're going to end this episode. So, thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next episode where we find out what the hell is going on in this question mark, question mark, question mark. Indeed. Question mark. Bye. I'd like to give a very special shout out to my patron supporters, Darren York, ZTD, 7th Son, Louis D, Ivan K, and Len. If you would also like to join this tier or any others, check out my memberships or my Patreon in the description down below.